These nice sharp teeth in order to tear through the flesh of their meals. But as well as these sharp teeth, they actually also have some very specially adapted flat teeth, and these flat teeth are right at the back of their jaws, so they can be a little bit difficult for us to spot. But they also have these flat teeth because they'll be eating crustaceans, so this will include things like crabs and crayfish, and having these nice flat teeth, big otters indeed. So mammals, so that just simply means that they spend lots of their day in the water as well as on the land, and they do have a number of really cool adaptations which allow them to do this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take us for a bit of a journey on all those adaptations that we can see here on Sam and Tilly today. So I'm going to start with their nose and work all the way to the tips of their tails. So Sam and Tilly here may have very small button noses, but they are very special, and that's because hidden inside their nostrils they have some very secret valves, and these valves can also be found inside their ears. Now these valves are just simply very thin pieces of skin, and they will completely close every time the otters enter the water, so that means no water is going to be getting inside their nose or their ears whilst they are swimming, and this is one of the factors which help them to hold their breath pretty impressive. So we might be able to agree that they also have very small eyes, but again they do have to be very powerful. Now these otters will be spending lots of their time under the water, so they do have to try and see nice and clearly, so they do actually have a very special third eyelid. Now the mating membrane, this is just a very posh way of saying that Sam and Tilly are always wearing a pair of swimming goggles, so this third eyelid allows them to see nice and clearly through the water. So this species here is a carnivore, so they do eat lots of different types of meat. So this would include small mammals, reptiles, amphibians, but of course their favourite thing is fish, so today I am feeding them on some roach. Tilly, after the talk, you might be able to spot some whiskers on their two front legs as well. Now the fancy name for these otter whiskers is called vibrissae, and they'll be using this vibrissae when they're hunting under the water. So when those waters get so murky that the otters can no longer visually spot their prey, instead they can use these whiskers to detect the movement of their prey instead, and these whiskers are so sensitive they can detect movement from up to 2 meters away, so they are a very handy tool when they're really murky. Now the most defining feature of whiskers on their face, and the really special thing about otters is they actually also have whiskers on their elbows as well as on their face. There are 13 different species of otter, and they are extremely widespread animals. They can actually be found on every single continent apart from... So the Asian small-clawed otters we see here today are by far the smallest of all the otter species. They tend to grow to around 60 centimeters in length on average, and that's to make sure that there is lots of genetic diversity.